Alright folks, today we've been asked to solve the formula below for H. And the first thing I do when I see a formula like this is you really have a couple of options. You can take this C and you can distribute it, okay? Or you can take this C and you can divide by it so that you get this quantity here by itself. Either one of those is fine. What I'm going to do is divide both sides by C, okay? And what that does for me is that gets this quantity on the right by itself. And so I end up with V over C equals 1 minus H over N. Now, the goal is to get this H by itself. So everything else has to go to the other side. So I take this 1 and I'm going to move it over. I'm going to subtract it. So I get V over C minus 1 equals negative H over N. So now I'm a little closer. I've got H over N and I've got this pesky negative sign. I've got to get rid of that and I've got to get rid of that. So how do I do that? Well, the simple way to do this in one step is to multiply both sides by negative N. Okay? Multiply both sides by negative N. Now, negative N times negative N, what happens? Negative times negative makes a positive, and N on the bottom and N on the top are going to give me 1. So what am I left with on the right hand side? I'm left with H. And then over here, I'm left with negative N times V over C minus 1. Now, technically this is a correct answer, although it's kind of sloppy and kind of messy. Depending on what you're rearranging this for, this could work. Typically, the way we're going to write this is we're going to at very least get rid of this negative, and at the very most we may actually go ahead and distribute this entire thing. And I'm going to go ahead and distribute this entire thing. Negative N times VC, V over C, is negative NV over C. So negative NV over C. And negative N times negative 1 is positive N. And then a lot of times to make this look prettier, we'll just rewrite these. We'll change the order and we'll write N minus NV over C. And this is how I would write this. Okay, it's very nice, very neat. What you can do for this type of problem, make up a number for C, for H, and for N. See what they give you for V. Write that answer down. Now come down here, plug in the number for big N, for big C, and the number for big V that you solved for, and see if they come out for the number that you picked for H. If they do, you know you rearrange this equation correctly. If you have any questions, please let me know.